just had to include you guys in this moment. So many of you may recall me mentioning that I have been waiting on some packages from home, from Chicago. I've been waiting for these packages to arrive in the UK since January. My mom shipped the boxes to me a week after I arrived in London, and we've gone through so much drama, so much stress, so much trial and error because we've never, you know, shipped personal effects abroad before. So it's just been the craziest process. But today, I just received an email saying that they have been delivered, and I could not be more excited. The building that I live in does not have a reception desk, so they've actually been delivered to another hall that's like a 10-minute, maybe not even 10 minutes, like a 7-minute walk from my building. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to transport two 25-pound boxes over to where I live, but I'm gonna figure it out. My gym bag's in there. I have coats and jackets and more clothes, shoes. Like, I'm just so excited to see my stuff. Once I get myself together, I'm going to sit down and let you guys in on everything that happened in the situation and how it was the biggest mistake that I have made since I moved to London. I would always rather share what I've learned so that people don't make the same mistakes in the future, especially not an expensive mistake like this one. Okay guys, so a little bit out of breath, but I have one of the packages. This is so exciting. I don't know if you guys even understand how exciting this is. You guys, I have my packages. I have both of them now. The second one was much lighter than the first. Or maybe it just felt like it was because I was preparing myself this time. But yes, I have my stuff. I was considering on waiting for Mike to get off work to like use his car to get them over here, but nope. Like, I've been waiting long enough. I needed my stuff. Nothing's wrong with an extra workout, so it's done. I feel like I just got a present from me to me. Like I said, I'm gonna tell you guys everything that went down. I don't really have time to at this very moment because I'm still working on this paper and I'm going to Dublin tomorrow, so I need to be done with it tonight. I've reached the word count, like we're all good, but there are some things that I want to add and I have to check the references and blah blah blah. We're not going to get into that right now, but luckily it won't feel like you guys have to wait because the explanation will be in this next clip. Hey guys, I'm back. So where do I begin, guys? Where do I begin? So like I said, it's time to share with you guys the biggest mistake that I've made since I moved to London from the US. So before leaving for London, I packed my suitcases. And as you guys know, when you're flying, you have a suitcase limit. You know, you can only bring like 2 or 1, you know, depending on the type of ticket that you purchase. So I was able to bring 2 suitcases with me. And then as most of you know, my brother came along and he actually brought another suitcase full of my clothes as well. So I had 3 suitcases full of clothes. Some of you would probably say, isn't that enough? But you obviously don't know me. So the rest of the things that I planned to bring were already packed into 3 boxes. That was something that I handled before I left. My brother and I had already pre-planned a trip to Prague and Berlin while he was here. So my mom held on to the boxes and planned to ship them closer to the date that we would be returning so that, you know, someone will be here to get them. My mom and I are dealing with a 6-hour time difference. I remember she texted me like super late saying that she was at the post office about to drop off the boxes, and I'm like, okay, great mom, thanks. I'm going to sleep now. I'm really tired, I'm going to sleep. You know, not really thinking much of it. When I woke up the next morning, I had a text from her saying, it costs $368 to ship your boxes. And my response was, what? Mommy, my sweet mommy. Why would you send the boxes when they cost that much? We should have talked about this a little bit more. We should have had a discussion. Like, that price is outrageous. I'm a huge thrifter, so most of my clothes are from the thrift store already. Why would we pay that much to ship my old clothes when I could buy a whole new wardrobe from Primark for $368? And of course my mom was just trying to be helpful. She thought that maybe that was like normal, but she was definitely shocked by the price, and so was I, because I had, you know, spoken with a few people who were already here in London who ship things from the US, and they said, yeah, I pay like $60 for a big box, and I ship like 3 medium-sized boxes. Yeah, so I'm just assuming like it's it's gonna be under $200 for sure. Yeah, boy, was I wrong. So that was strike one already, where we had started messing up, okay? She had never shipped anything internationally before. I had never shipped anything internationally before. And of course, if I had been awake while she was shipping them and she told me that, then I would have been like, no, you know, let's regroup and think of another option. You know, like maybe we could take some things out. You know, paying that amount of money is not necessary. But because she knew she couldn't communicate with me, she just went ahead and did it. So it was done and we had to just, you know, deal with that. I arrived back in London from my trip and I have the tracking number for the packages. I'm checking the tracking every day and waiting for the packages to arrive. And finally I noticed that the tracking is no longer being updated. Like, it's stuck. So I'm starting to get a little bit worried, like, okay, where are my packages? I know things sometimes get lost when you ship them internationally. I didn't know what was going on. So during this period of time where I'm starting to get a little bit worried about where my packages might be, I'm also trying to figure out how to get into my post box. I was given a key when I moved in, but I kept trying to get into it and it just would not work. So finally I get to go and talk to someone and they let me know that I was given the wrong key and they give me the right one for my post box. So I get my post box open and what do I see? Not one, not two, but 3 letters from customs. You have been sent a parcel from overseas. Delivery of this parcel to you is subject to payment of customs charges raised by Border Force on behalf of HM Revenue and Customs. You want to get package 1 out of customs? That'll be £136 and 62 pence. You want box number 2? That'll be £106 and 60 pence. Oh, and in case you wanted box 3 as well, £68 and 94 pence. That is over 300 pounds, which equals over $400. So at this point, I'm looking at nearly $800 to receive some clothes that I've already owned for years. You guys, like, I literally wanted to start crying. I'm like, why? Why? We already paid so much. Why is this happening? So I FaceTime my mom, pretty much freaking out. And we realized what went wrong. And honestly, I will take all of the blame in this situation. That's why I'm calling it my biggest mistake since moving to London, because I should have done more research. I kind of just like let my mom handle it. She didn't know what she was doing. So to speed up this story a little bit, this is what went wrong. When my mom was mailing my packages, we mailed through the post office, by the way, USPS. When she was mailing, they had her fill out, you know, like customs forms. My mom had never done that before. And I feel so bad about this now because I should have like looked into this more and had her prepared for what was to come, like, but I just kind of left it all in her hands and just left the country. Sorry, mommy. But yeah, so when she was there at USPS, they had her fill out the customs forms and they had her declare the value of the items in the boxes. My mom knows, you know, I'm sending these boxes all the way to the United Kingdom. I need to protect Paige's stuff. So when she declared the value for each box, she was just putting anything, y'all. She put $500 for one box, $300 for another box, $275 for the third. Like, I don't know. But that ended up being a huge mistake. Because when you're declaring that your items are worth that high of a value, you're pretty much saying like you're shipping brand new goods or expensive goods, and that brings on an import tax. Like, you can't ship things over to another country, expensive things, brand new things, without paying a tax for them. They had no idea we were sending over used clothes or personal effects, so they charged us accordingly, and apparently that's $400. So at this point, we've already spent $368. And I just knew that I could not pay another $400. Like, I could not justify paying $400 to get those boxes out of customs. So I just knew I needed to figure something out. Like, I made this mess, so I have to figure this out. So I actually like posted about it on Instagram and I got a few responses from people. One person actually moved from the US as well and told me that I should be able to reach out to these people, Parcel Force worldwide. I should be able to reach out to them and explain to them what happened, and they should be able to work with me because a similar situation happened to her. I was struggling to find the correct contact information. I ended up emailing some people in Belgium, and they told me they couldn't help me. So I'm like, okay. And then I finally find the right email address, and I just explained to them what happened. I'm like, my mom didn't know what she was doing. We had no idea that declaring a high value meant that you were gonna have to pay this huge like import fee, and like it just doesn't make sense. These are used items, blah 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 blah. Yeah, they weren't hearing it. They sent an email back and they said, okay, you know, that's fine. There's a form online, and after you pay these fees that we, you know, told you to pay, then you can fill out a claim and you can explain your situation in the claim, and then you're gonna have to provide receipts for everything that are in those boxes to prove they are worth what you say they are. I don't have receipts for everything. I probably had no receipts for the things that were in the boxes, even the things that weren't from the thrift store. Like, no, that was gonna be impossible. So luckily, in the fine print on here, it basically says, we will hold your parcel for 20 days after the date of this letter, after which your parcel will be returned to the sender. So I sent her a response and I said, all right, fine. Please send my things back immediately to the United States, because there's no need to wait 20 days. I'm not paying it. No, I'm not paying it. Please send it back. And guys, I was really stressed out about this, not only because I just wanted my stuff, of course, but I told you guys in my last video that I'm going to be in a wedding at the end of this month, and my bridesmaid dress was in there. And I was getting nervous with it being shipped back and forth between countries. Like, things get lost. Like, I was just really stressed out by all of this, okay? But luckily, the boxes made their way back to my home. First two arrived. One of the boxes was busted open, I guess just from the wear and tear of going back and forth. I had a pair of Vans in there. Only one Van came back. We were starting to get nervous again because after a week, like the third box still hadn't shown up, but it finally did. So all three boxes were back in the United States, in my home. So I felt so much better because they weren't just like in customs somewhere anymore. So while all of that was going on, it was time to, you know, think like, what is the next step? Like, are we just gonna give up on getting my things to me? Are we gonna try to find another solution? So even before the boxes had been returned home, I had been doing my research. I was like, no, I'm not wasting any more money. We're gonna do this the correct way. I'm gonna do all the research that I need to do to make sure that there are no mistakes and that I get my stuff. So luckily, I found sendmybag.com. This video is not sponsored. I found this website just by Googling and trying to find a solution to all of this mess. This website allows you to ship your luggage. You can have all your stuff in suitcases still, or you can have boxes. And I'm still kicking myself that we went through all of that when I could have just simply used this website. The process was super simple. I just had to fill out a form saying where I was shipping my things from, where they were going. I had to let them know that I was a student. I had to say what size the boxes were, the weight. It had all the steps on how to fill out the customs form. It told you how much you should declare things for, because most people are sending personal effects on there, and they like let you know like a used t-shirt is probably worth 50 cents or 50 pence, you know, whatever. I figured out the right amount to declare so that I wasn't going to be charged some outrageous fee to get the boxes once they got to the UK. Because I said I was a student, I had to attach my acceptance letter to university, which was easy to do. I actually ended up only sending 2 boxes. My mom and I just like went through my things again over FaceTime, and we just took some stuff out. Semi-Bag was like adamant about people not sending any type of liquids or alcohol-based products or anything like that. So I like took out some other things. So we sent those 2 boxes and I paid $176. That's it, $176. The boxes arrived in 2 to 3 days. And I paid no import fee. $176 was all I paid. Got my stuff in 2 to 3 days. Done. Easy, simple. So yeah, sometimes guys, you just make a mistake and take the L because you don't know what you're doing. Maybe you didn't do enough research like me, and then we end up, you know, dealing with things that could have been avoided. So that's why I wanted to make this video today for anyone that is planning to move abroad. Please don't make the same mistake. Please don't waste your money, don't waste your time, don't waste your energy stressing. Just use sendmybag.com. or another private shipping company. I've learned now that shipping with a private company versus like the postal service or UPS or FedEx, it's always going to be much cheaper. I'm so happy to finally have my things. All is well in the world again. First world problems. We can't just be out here throwing our money away. I am team hold on to your coins, not throw them away. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching as always. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.